and gentlemen, the match is scheduled for one fall.
One fall!
Introducing first the wrestler on my right. He weighs 190 pounds, representing the Czech Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Vusyk! And his opponent, weighing 187 pounds, from Stoke On-Trent, England. He is the 2000 man, Tom Brice!
Ready. Bring it, Bill!
A cold hush comes over PPW in anticipation for this next match. This is the man known as Vusyk versus Tom Brice. This is grappler versus grappler, wrestler versus wrestler. Rookie versus rookie with wealth of knowledge outside of professional wrestling. Nick, who is your money on in this contest?
My money's on Vusyk, but I'm not sure after seeing this. They've both taken it to the mat really early. Vusyk has gotten the better of him, but I think Tom Brice has given him a good scrap so far on the mat.
Absolutely. So let me talk a little bit about their backgrounds here. We have Vusyk, who is versed in karate and a couple of other martial arts. He went in for a grading recently, I believe, into his brown belt, but has a wealth of grappling knowledge behind him too. Tom Brice is a very well-versed jiu-jitsu practitioner. Both of these men wanted to come into professional wrestling to take their love of martial arts and wrestling to the masses, to a mainstream audience, and this is what we have in front of us today. This is a match that we could potentially see on some very high cards in some very well-renowned places in years to come.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these Eastern Europeans are very well known for the martial arts style, the mat wrestling. Vusyk's proved that so far. But then, like you say, Tom Brice has got the background in jiu-jitsu as well. And, you know, like you say, this is a sport where they can bring all of those styles together. And
it's really, professional wrestling is the place where you can put everything that you have ever learned together and see if you are better than the man in front of you.
Absolutely. I mean, at the minute, it seems like both guys are trying to one-up each other, but I can see things like really getting messy in a moment. I mean, this is going to get out of control eventually. There's no doubt about it.
This is a physical chess game that we are seeing played out in front of us. Now, again, let me take a moment to talk about the physiques of both of these men and how they've changed over the past year. Let me talk a little bit about Tom Brice. Tom Brice has been up and down within his weight, trying to find where he feels comfortable. I think now I am seeing the most athletic that I've seen Tom Brice since he started with us down here at PPW 1 year ago. He's the lightest that he's been in a fair while, trying to add some mass, but he's moving around very, very quickly and very, very smoothly. Now, Vusyk, on the other hand, over the last couple of months, has added an incredible amount of muscle mass to his frame. You may have seen him wrestling against Ellis Barker, and the man that he was then compared to the man that he is now are two different, completely different body shapes. And if there's anybody that knows about stepping into a guard, it is Tom Brice.
Absolutely. Going back to what you said about the conditioning, these guys are not just conditioned to look good on camera. These guys are conditioned physically as fighters. Not just wrestlers. They are wrestlers, but they're also fighters.
Again, they come down and train with us on a regular. A little bit of taunting there from Vusyk. They come down and train with us on a regular basis, and these are two athletic men. Brice probably has racked up the most sessions here at PPW than anybody else, and Vusyk, some of the stuff that he does in ring, some of the athletic ability that he has is just second to none.
Starting down on the mat there by Tom Brice. That's classic jiu-jitsu. Vusyk straight at the ropes. He knew where they were. And to get down on the mat with somebody as experienced in jiu-jitsu as Tom Brice, you'd be a bit silly not to get near the ropes to use them to your advantage.
And again, this has started out at quite a slow pace for what you might consider a professional wrestling match, a slow pace compared to some of the other stuff that you might have seen on this card today. But here we go, this pace is now starting to pick up a little bit, and that's because these two men, here we go, Brice coming in for the Shakara special. He's well versed in it, he knows it quite well. Is he going to hook the leg? He's looking for the leg. Just a 2 count. If he had that leg hooked over the top, that might have been a 3 there. 2 right, Tom Brice will pick up on that at training.
I think Tom Brice has got the first point in the one-upsmanship of these two. Vusyk's trying to buy some time outside the ring, and Tom Brice is going out there after him. And Vusyk straight back in the ring. Shoulder tackle by Brice.
And now, I think Brice is... Oh, hang on a minute. He took a little bit too much time there. He's got wrapped up. He's got turned. What's this? He's getting pulled into the ring. A devastating backbreaker, and he is just stuck.
I mean, both men are like very skilled in different varieties of martial arts, but 1, 2 count. But like I was saying, Vusyk's got that little killer instinct as well on top of all the martial arts.
I think the two differences between these two men is that for Brice, for professional wrestling, it is about being in front of people. It is about the spotlight that is played into him. And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. He wants that admiration. For Vusyk, I truly believe that he's in professional wrestling because he enjoys hurting people. That's where the differences comes in. So while they have two similar backgrounds, and here we go with a cross arm breaker from Tom Brice, it gets countered pretty quickly from Vusyk. He catches that waist, catches that head. Here we go, up and neck crank. Devastating. And keeps it locked in, keeps it applied.
The leg strength on Vusyk to be able to keep hold of that, it must be incredible.
Vusyk was a dangerous man when he was just wrestling. Now he's added the weight training into his wrestling. He works out with the weights. Brice manages to get some leverage into it and breaks that hold on his neck, but this is not a good position for Tom Brice to be in.
I mean, Vusyk's just a fighter. Once he masters one form of combat, he'll go straight onto another and master that, and he'll just complete that cycle. The guy's a machine.
I've got a huge admiration for both of these lads. Young lads, dedicating their craft, dedicating their time into the world of professional wrestling. And they're showing it right here, right now. And here's a cover, but a lax cover from Vusyk right there.
And like I said, like, on top of the martial arts, Vusyk's got that killer instincts, but Tom Brice, he's got that heart. He's got the heart to keep fighting when everything's gone out the tank.
And I tell you what, I think that the pleasantries of wrestling have gone out of the window. We started throwing some bombs, and I think, and this is unfortunate for Tom Brice, Vusyk has the game when it comes to striking. And there's a huge shoulder breaker right into the lower back of Tom Brice.
1, 2, kick out by Brice. Like I said, he's got that heart.
He does have a lot of heart. I've seen him go through quite a lot of things, and especially in his young life, to keep coming, to keep fighting back, trying to take advantage there of the back. Vusyk probably becoming a little bit complacent, and he's not complacent anymore. He's locked in, he's targeted. Big knee into the midsection of Tom Brice.
And like you say about Tom Brice, he's got the showmanship side, and like you said, there's nothing wrong with that. That can be said about a lot of fighters. Tyson Fury, Muhammad Ali, Conor McGregor. They've all got that showmanship side as well. That doesn't make them any less effective as fighters.
Oh, absolutely not. Tom Brice is a very competent professional wrestler. Here we go. He comes back up to his feet. Maybe Vusyk giving him a little bit too much time. Vusyk gets that switch straight into that corner. Comes in for a knee. He moves out of the way. Exposed steel there.
And he's got a bare knee. He went knee first into that exposed steel.
Jumps on the back. Jumps on the back for the guillotine, for the rear naked chokehold. Sorry, excuse my French.
Oh, what a backbreaker. Knee first into the spine.
And again, if you look at the knees of Vusyk, they are uncovered. They are pointy, just like the elbow, and now here comes the knee. He's driving it in, and this is incredibly painful.
And he's got strong legs as well, so when he hits the knee, that knee gets hit with such force.
I don't think there's an ounce of fat on Vusyk.
Oh, absolutely not.
And now just taunting him to get up in a corner. Does Brice have this heart in him? His heart is all well and good, but when you come to the back ends, are you able to keep fighting? Here we go, throwing in some forearms, shoots him off. There's a switch coming in. Vusyk takes the forearm from Tom Brice, and here comes this heart.
I think Tom Brice knows what he's got to do now.
He's got to stay in control. He's got to keep control out of this. Looking to come into it. Up onto the back. Vusyk with all that mass.
He kept
Drops down the
chin
back.
lock.
Bam! He does like the
1,
stinger.
2.
Inverted DDT for just the 2 count there. Tom Brice, part of the furniture down here at PPW, so much that he does is in relation to what we do here, and I massively respect that. He is part of our clan, part of our tribe, and really he looked at Vusyk coming in a very similar style and was a bit intimidated. And I think this match has been a long time coming for both of these lads that I see throwing bombs at training when they really don't need to be throwing bombs at training. And you can hear the audience smacking Brice, hitting Brice. Vusyk isn't holding back. Tries to drop down. Here we go, half and half. Suplex right on the back of his head, followed up by a big running knee straight through the ropes.
Like I was saying earlier about that knee, he's going for a cover. 1, 2.
Just managing to get out of that. Setting up for also a rear naked chokehold. Reaching out to ropes, can't grab it. Reaches again. Japanese stranglehold, he drops down, hits his pin. Is this the one? Just a 1 count there. There's a bypass to catch that waist. Turns him round, pops those legs out. Here comes this jiu-jitsu background.
Rear naked chokehold, he's got it locked in. He's got the legs hooked around him as well.
He's losing that hand around his neck. Can't keep that pinned in. He's got those hooks locked in. He's trying to maintain that. Takes him back into corner.
Jumps
back
on him again.
I mean, Vusyk is in trouble here because if Brice manages to get that hand hooked in, here he goes. Vusyk on his head.
That's got to be a 1, 2.
And a kick out at 2.
Man.
Good Lord Almighty. That's not just being dropped on your head. That is absolutely
Vusyk's got to be
murderous.
going on autopilot at this point. That's got to have
He's
really.
going for it again. He's going back up for it
I don't
again.
think Vusyk can take that again.
He's coming for
I'm
this
surprised
flip.
he even could
Can he
take
go
it the
for it
first
again?
time.
He keeps hold. And
Oh,
he's and look at the cold eyes. Look at the cold eyes of Vusyk. He picks him up. He wraps him in. Here we go. Japanese stranglehold. Sets him in place. Looking to get that knee down. Bam! Oh my God!
man.
I've just caught his lungs.
that has got to have shattered some vertebrae.
And is that it for Brice? Is that he taps out and that is the end of the match?
Wow.
What a contest! What a fight!
Wow, that's all I can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match,